What is up, my friends? Long time no see. But now is a good time to give this update, especially because our migration is now over. We obviously got on a call that day to go over and talk about some things, but I just want to give you a another update about what's going on or where we're at now. Okay, so first we'll go over the stuff on the site. I'll go through what I've done with the site, and then we'll talk about a little bit, a couple of the things we're looking at. So first things first, like the homepage hasn't really changed in some time. Whatever. Most of the work I've done, I guess we'll start it here. This documents page. So this used to be about, and it would be like our about us. We had a roadmap in there as well. But I've revamped this quite a bit to where now we have a full list of docs. Okay. About in history, we got roadmap, tokenomics, and this is something I want to highlight too because part of this migration is we got a bunch of the tokens. People that didn't commit to the migration or that didn't participate. Those tokens were essentially in the new token. It basically we get all that liquidity back. Okay, so that being said, if you look at the deck screener right now, there's going to be red flags because a lot of the supply is consolidated between a couple wallets. So I'm going to be transparent about that here in the tokenomics. You can see the overview here of what we're using these funds for, or at least this is all. This is the total supply overview here. Sorry, each of these wallets break down what we're using some of the supply for. Okay, so we're gonna go through this schedule here, but I also need to preemptively say that I have not done these locks yet, and the reason being is because I have to go through this verification process on Jupiter. Okay, because Streamflow, which is where we go to lock the tokens, also Squads, which is the multi-sig wallet that we use. Uh, there's some communication error between me being able to lock these tokens in Streamflow through the Squads application. And what the support guy said was I just need to get verified on Jupiter, um, you know, that kind of stuff, and then it should show me not only a price for our token but also give us the ability to use it. That being said, here is after the after the migration. We were very transparent about this stuff in the beginning too. That we're going to split it up 35% of the team, 35% of the club treasury, and 30% to the community fund. Okay, that's of the unclaimed funds. All right, and each of these wallets already held some of these. So how it really broke down was, the team wallet got 224 million tokens. Club treasury got 224 million tokens. And I think the community fund got 92 million tokens. I think that's how it all worked out. But we already had tokens in there too. So now the community fund has 21% of the supply. The treasury has 24.3%, and our team wallet has 25.8%. So let's go through what each of these allocations are going to be and how this is going to work. Okay. So most of these, 60% of the team wallet is going to be locked up on just a 24. Like we don't get any of the tokens until 24 months. Okay. So 2 years, 15% of the supply locked up or close. Then we also have 75 million here, which is going to be set on a linear vesting schedule. Which this is the only one that actually did go through. Okay, this I tried to do this one and it didn't go through. And I tried to do some club treasury wallet, tried to do the locks with a treasury wallet too, and it didn't work either because of what I just explained. So this is actually live right now. This is vesting. This is an open contract. So basically, how this works is uh, I want to say every month or maybe even every quarter, uh, it'll go equal amounts over 24 months. So let's say it's every quarter it'll give us X amount of tokens, X amount of tokens. It'll be the same each quarter until 24 months is up. And this leaves us with 2.4 or I'm sorry, 24 million tokens for operational runway. Which this is for if we ever would need to sell to raise funds to do anything with. But I'm not going to be doing that. I have operational runway myself. Like I can, for what it's worth, I can run this thing myself right now, at least without having to tap into this. So this is going to be untouched. I'm going to sit there in case of emergency. And then boom, got this here, Club Treasury. This first tranche is going to be locked for 12 months, 50 million tokens. The second tranche to be locked for 2 months. Then we're going to provide liquidity with the other 134 million. And I can actually do this, and I will do this today, actually. I'm going to go to Radium. I'm just going to set a single-sided liquidity pool, because we're down pretty low. How that's going to work is, which I teach about this stuff in the liquidity course. But whenever you do single-sided, like you set your range, I'm going to set my range pretty much like where the bottom is, where we're at now, and the top is like a 10x from here. So whenever we're moving up and down, our liquidity is going to be used for trading. So we'll earn trading fees as well. So we're going to use this for that. So this is the community fund. Here are some of the things that we have planned. This is already live now, and that's the other thing I'm going to get into after this is this referral program. So with this 202 million tokens, we're going to break it up like this. Referral program, content and contribution, loyalty and holdings. So this, for whenever we do like video contests or other type of content contests, for rewarding long-term holders. We're still working on how we're going to do that exactly, like what structure we're going to use. If we do any events and campaigns, and also to have some in reserve for whatever the community might vote on, because this is the idea here is eventually we're gonna make this a DAO, so you'll be able to vote with your escrow, like with your holdings, on the direction things go. Like whenever we're deciding what to do with funds, team funds, or community funds, the treasury, I guess, more appropriately, it's going to be up for votes. So that's how the community fund is going to be operated. And boom. So this is pretty cool too. This goes through like the different tooling that I use for the site. It walks through the sign-in process and everything else. So for people that might be a little bit worried about the wallet connection, like it outlines everything there. Talk about the different tiers and what all you have access to within them. Of course, here's the referral program. Let's go ahead and I'll break this down a little bit because this is pretty cool. I think this is going to be very, very, very beneficial for the people that want to bring other people into this. So how this works is this: in order to participate, you have to have at least 1 million tokens, which right now is like 15, 20 bucks. And then you just have to go to your members portal, which I'll show you here in just a minute. And then you create your referral code. You can use your own whatever custom 6-character digit or 6-character code you want to use. Then you can just share that with people. Whenever you share that code, they get brought into a specific page on here with your link. Then they're instructed on how to get the token, then where to go to actually access the member site. Okay, so here's the criteria. You have to hold at least 1 million tokens. The person that you refer has to buy at least 1 million tokens. Okay, and then after that, there's a 30-day cliff. So what that means is you would not be able to receive any of the rewards until 30 days after the purchase. And that is dependent on both you and the person that you brought in holding those tokens still. Okay, so you have to buy the million, or your referral would have to buy the 1 million tokens and then hold on to them for 30 days. Once that 30 days is up, then you can claim your 50,000 signs at a 50% penalty. That penalty goes down each day for 30 days. Once you hit so this would be day 60 total, so the 30th day of your eligibility, that's when you get the full amount. Okay, so if you claim on day 30, like the first day you're able to, you'll be taking a 50% haircut. If you claim 2 weeks in, you'll get 75% of the value. If you claim on day 60, you get the whole amount. On top of that, there is an additional 30-day window. So let's say you have a referral, you're both holding the 1 million tokens, and then you wait the 60 days and you're able to get the full value. Those funds will be sitting there waiting to be claimed for 30 days. And if you do not claim those funds, they will go back into the pool to continue paying out referrals. Okay. But this, you can go through and read how all this works. I've gone through and tested all the claiming and stuff like that. Everything works really well. I have an admin page where I can go through and see where everybody's at during the stages. So like I'm going to be, in the beginning, this is going to be manually done. So as the claims come in, I'll process them manually. I'll just go through every day. But it's very clear how it all works so far. Okay, so like whenever you go to submit your claim, It's not going to just send you the tokens immediately. It's going to be one of those things where I have to get on to physically do it. But you will see it clearly labeled like, okay, your claim has been submitted. And once on my end, whenever I send the tokens, I take the transaction hash, put it into the database, and it'll update your claim with the transaction hash so you can verify too. Very cool. Okay, so that's it for the referral program. Of course, I'll be around. You can ask me any questions about this stuff at any time. Let's this, we're pretty much the same thing on the homepage too. Brand kit. Frequently asked questions. Our full legal overview. I definitely recommend you guys going through and reading this stuff. Okay, very important. I wanted to get us a little bit more legitimacy here. Just to, I am building something outside of a meme. That's all there is to it. Like, the documents need to be expressing what we do. This is, I'm building some tools and stuff that are really cool that we need to protect ourselves on a legal standpoint as well. So that being said, let's go into the members side, because I actually did change the members page up a little bit too. Made it look a little bit more premium. Your name tag up here is a little bit more, pops out a little bit more, and also the to the blocks too. Okay, we it was just before it was just like the foundation core access was over on the left hand side, just regular text, whatever else. Added some effects to this stuff. So for the core access, of course, we still have the beginner courses, these daily mindset exercises, portfolio planner. Now, of course, the referrals program is open to everybody that has at least 1 million tokens. I know the core access is open to people with 100,000 tokens, which is a lot less. But you still would need to be in the million token club to use the referral program. Of course, down here we got these things still. Everything else you guys have seen this before. I'm not going to go back again. But let's go take a look at the referral program. If I want to make mine, I'm just going to go to the first three. Boom. So there we go. I just made my code. And now whenever I go to share this with somebody, see, go. This is what it looks like whenever the person comes in. Your understanding of how it works. Get in the sanctum. Confirm and join. Easy as that. Cool. I think that'll be a very cool perk for people that want to bring some friends in. Kind of like what we got going on here. I think I say this all the time, but this is what people are looking for, like a something you can speculate on, but actually has some purpose to it. So, I think that we're going to be in a good spot here. And the good thing about doing the migration and everything is like now we have a little bit of room to actually do this kind of stuff, like give back to people and do this outreach. You know, we'll see where it goes from there, but we got some things cooking. All I'll say. Let's also, I'm still working on the mobile seeker device, but I had to cancel my trip to Miami a couple weeks ago, so I wasn't exactly available for that. I didn't really care so much about getting it 100% done, just because I wasn't going to Miami. So that being said, yeah, we're cooking. So if you have any questions, let me know. Appreciate you as always. Beautiful rest of your day.